So I will start my class today and I will be talking about evolution of urinogenital ducts. This is in comparative anatomy paper CC6. So urinogenital ducts are ducts where on one hand you have the waste elimination taking place, that is from the urinal ducts, the kidneys and kidneys to cloaca, and the nitrogenous wastes are eliminated outside, and the other side you have the your genital ducts, that is from the testes or ovaries to the oviduct, or to the testicular duct, or how sperms are released and eggs are released. So both of these are the systems, they are fused basically. So with this I will start presenting my screen. So this note I have given you. So this note is evolution of urinogenital duct. So the first thing which you have to study is that the urinary system and the reproductive system, they are always studied together because they originate in the intermediate mesoderm. So both of them, I will, in a picture you will see what the intermediate mesoderm is, and you will see that all the origin is similar of the urinary system and the reproductive system. The origin is separate, and they have common parts which they share. So these have roles both in the reproductive system as well as in the urinary system. So this picture which you see here, this picture which you see, this is essentially a basic embryonic urinogenital system. So you have the gonad, the embryonic gonad. From the gonad, from one side you have a duct known as Mullerian duct coming out and meeting into this region known as cloaca, this common box. Known as cloaca. This box you see, it is known as cloaca. And you have the primitive mesonephric kidney from which a duct comes out. It is known as this duct which is coming out here. This is known as the Wolffian duct or mesonephric duct. And from this gonad another duct comes out, and that is the Mullerian duct. So this is the basic embryonic duct. So as development takes place, this is a cross section. So this is a cross section. For example, if the organism is developing, this is the tube which you have drawing, and you have a section like this. You take this section, this is what comes out. This section you are seeing, this is what it is. Okay, now what happens if you take a section, this top region here, nerve, this is the nerve cord, this region is the coelom, this is on left and right, this is the coelom, this space here, this region which has formed over here, this is the dorsal aorta which will form eventually the heart. From here certain region forms, this is known as the intermediate mesoderm. This is known as the intermediate mesoderm. So what is the intermediate mesoderm? It consists of two longitudinal band. You see two longitudinal bands which form on either side of the that lie dorsal to the coelom. This is the coelom. Dorsal means on the top of the coelom, and to either side of the dorsal aorta. This is the dorsal aorta, this region, and it's on the either side. So the initial kidney tissue of all vertebrates is positioned within this intermediate mesoderm. So in this intermediate mesoderm, they have got those cells present which make the kidney later in of all vertebrates. Nephric tissues are the ones which form the nephros or the kidney nephrons or the kidney cells in units. Nephric tissue begins to form at the anterior end of the intermediate mesoderm. So this is the anterior end, this side. In this region you find the nephric tissues being formed. In the early stages of many vertebrate kidneys, these first nephric tubules function for a brief period as pronephric duct. This you will see in many vertebrate kidneys. We will see in a photo here, corresponding photo. For example, this is this picture shows stages of development of a kidney. So in the first stage you see this is the intermediate mesoderm here. This is the intermediate mesoderm. It appears as a longitudinal band. So this is a longitudinal band, long band. What you had seen over here in this photo, it was a section. You had seen a section. Now if you pull this straight like a tube, we are talking about the tube, you will find that this intermediate mesoderm, it exists as a longitudinal band. One on, and if the dorsal aorta is in the center, one on this side and one on the other side, you find these longitudinal bands. So this line, in the early stages of many vertebrate kidneys, the first nephric tubules function for a brief period as pronephric duct. So from the nephric tissues, the nephric ducts form. So this is the longitudinal band. In early, then it develops into this region is the nephrogenic mesoderm. This region, in this part, this nephrogenic matter from nephric tissues, this is undifferentiated. Early this little part, this anterior part over here, this is the pronephros or the initial kidney, you can say. From the pronephros, these are three little connections which come out. It joins. This is the embryo. See, this is what I am talking about, the embryo. So they join this duct and this, the green line which I have drawn, this is the pronephric duct. This is in embryo. In hagfishes, which is a bit primitive, you will find that there is this pronephros disappears and a mesonephros forms. This this is actually eventually this is the, you can also call it as a next step in the evolution. We are talking about evolution of urinogenital duct. So hagfish or lampreys, they are primitive cyclostomes. Sharks are more advanced. Urodales are amphibians, they are more advanced, and amniotes are reptiles and mammals and birds. Those were from the eggs, the amniotic shell. So they are more higher. So if you are talking about the evolution, you talk from a lower species, lower grade of organization to a higher grade of organization to ultimately the mammals, which are still considered to be supreme. But although that is a very debatable term, if mammals are supreme or not, but you can say that they are more complex. So you have from the mesonephros, you have the mesonephric duct, this duct which is formed. All these are leading actually into the cloaca for excretion, and there are these connections over here. In shark you can see them to be, it's also a mesonephric kidney, but it has got a structure like this, and it's known as ophistonephros. Here you see it's smaller connection. This extends to the whole of the duct, and then all of them, they connect to the mesonephric duct. In urodales or in the amphibians also you find this ophistonephros or the mesonephros. The type is of mesonephros is ophistonephros, and you have the, it's shaped a bit different. You have the mesonephric duct. In amniotes, for example in mammals, this whole part disappears. This pronephros, ophistonephros, they develop, and a new metanephric kidney with a new connection. So the embryonic mesoderm is displaced and a new kidney is formed. This is known as metanephric duct. So this is how you see the evolution of urinogenital ducts. Then let us go through the notes step by step. Later, a long portion of the intermediate mesoderm posterior to the pronephric tissue develops to form more advanced mesonephric kidney. So the mesonephric kidney is more advanced than the pronephric kidney. Have a look at this picture. Pronephros. Later, this region, the more advanced mesonephric kidney is formed. For example, like you see in hagfishes. The nephric tubules of the mesonephric region connect to a mesonephric duct. The mesonephric duct is also known as Wolffian duct. So, this mesonephric duct which you see here, this long line, it's also known as the Wolffian duct. This also develops within the intermediate mesoderm. So this long strip, this is all the intermediate mesoderm. It also develops this part over here. It develops this mesonephric. Now there is a little note which the the mesonephric duct or the Wolffian duct, some people call it the archinectric duct, is a paired organ found in mammals during embryogenesis. Another term used is Wolffian structures. They are the male urinogenital structures. That they are known as the Wolffian, also known as the Wolffian structures. So they are also known as the Wolffian structures. The gonads, ovary or testes also develop in the intermediate mesoderm. the gonads over here in the intermediate develop. So the gonads also develop here in this region, and their structure more or less they look like this. You see the gonads. This is the mesonephric kidney which you are seeing, which I am drawing in different organism. This is the mesonephric kidney you are seeing, and the in this intermediate matter the gonads also develop over here. Okay, so let us go to the next structure over here. So a Mullerian duct, you have seen a Mullerian duct also develops in the intermediate mesoderm near the mesonephric duct. This is a very complicated topic. This is the mesonephric duct. You can see this duct is the mesonephric duct, and beside this Mullerian duct also develops. This mesonephric duct is also known as the Wolffian duct. So just you don't get confused with the terminologies. So reptiles, birds and mammals, they develop a metanephric kidney and lose the mesonephric kidney in the process of early development. So in the process of early development, this pronephros, mesonephros, embryonic, they are lost, and a new kidney is formed, the metanephros. So now the metanephric kidney begins as a small outgrowth from the more posterior end of the mesonephric duct. Initially it's called as a metanephric bud, and let's see, somebody has come, it seems. Okay, they develop into begins as a small outgrowth from the more posterior end of the mesonephric duct. This initially it is called as a metanephric bud. So this part I will explain a bit later, and that becomes very clear. Now this is very important. As males develop, the mesonephric duct makes connection with the testes as the primary sperm conducting duct, and the Mullerian duct is lost. So in males what happens, let us look at this picture. This becomes the testes. From the testes, this mesonephric duct or this Wolffian duct, this makes a direct contact with this, and this Mullerian duct, this duct is lost, and this becomes the testes. From the testes you find this particular testes duct coming out, and this becomes the Wolffian duct. The Wolffian duct connection becomes like this. The kidney is also here, don't forget, the kidney is also there. Okay, in females it is just the other way around. The Mullerian duct becomes the passage for eggs, and the Wolffian duct is lost. But the females of fish and amphibians, they retain the mesonephric duct or the Wolffian duct as an urinary duct. So this becomes only the kidney urinary duct in the females. So this is how the development takes place. Now the question comes, give an account of the evolution of urinogenital ducts and pro, meta and mesonephros. This particular question comes. So let us have a look at this picture. This is the very famous picture from Kent. This picture. We are talking about developmental changes in the urinogenital system of female mammals. A Mullerian duct, or this also later becomes the oviduct, parallels the mesonephric duct. So this is the embryo. This is the ovary which I am drawing here on top. To the ovary you have this little funnel like Mullerian duct coming directly. This comes over here, right? So this is the Mullerian duct, and it parallel to this. You see this duct coming out from here directly, which goes inside this. This is the mesonephric duct, and these are the connections of the meso. And this is the mesonephros. All the filtration processes takes place inside. This starts from here, it convolutes like this, and then it comes out like this. All filtration and absorption, all urinary, all takes place like this. And this is the cloacal chamber. One is on the just the other side. You have on the parallel to on this side also there is a one more structure like this. এটা হচ্ছে nephrogenic mesoderm. So when as it develops, you see how the difference takes place. This in mammals, this structure goes away. This structure goes away. This Mullerian duct over here, it forms the bottom part, it becomes the uterus. Mesonephric duct disappears. Small ureter. This is the I talked this little baje aklam. This little structure which you see, which is formed over here, this is the metanephric bud. This develops into this big kidney, renal pelvis. This is the normal kidney. This is the ureter from the kidney. This disappears. Testes stay. This ovary stays over here, and that is connected through this funnel-like structure, fimbrial-like structure, which you see in the ovary pictures. This is the ovary, and to that this funnel-like structure, the ovulation takes place, the egg goes through here, and then it is released into the cloaca and the egg is laid. In mammals, of course, this cloaca it changes into a further advanced structures. So female mammals, it becomes like this. This cloaca disappears later. So this is how it happens. Evolution takes place in the females. Now let us have a look at the what happens to the in the males. This structure, the same structure, I'm sorry about this quality of the picture. So this is the Mullerian duct which you have been seeing. This is the Mullerian duct which is going on and on. It's going into the cloacal region. Say this is already the testes has been formed. And this is the mesonephros. Minor structures like this are formed. It a bit different. And there is this connection which is coming over here. And the next connection coming over here. Next connection here. And here is the mesonephros. Here is the metanephric bud which is formed. So the structure more or less is similar. It's a bit of a change. Some minor changes which I have seen. This Mullerian duct, it goes away. It goes away. These little things, this appendix of epididymis, all these things are remaining. Paradidymis, all these are vestiges and remain as vestiges. And a new kidney is formed over here. And here the testes is connected with the seminal vesicle over here. It forms eventually. So this is how the development takes place in males. So with this I am stopping my class over here. Do you people have got any questions? I will send you this recording, of course, those who have joined late. Kono question ache? হ্যাঁ নেই, আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে। ঠিক আছে, আমি পরের দিন তোমাদের বলে দেবো ক্লাসটা, এইটা পড়ানোর দরকার। পরের দিন কিডনির ডেভেলপমেন্টটা পড়াবো, প্রোনেফ্রস কাকে, প্রোনেফ্রিক কিডনি, আর্কিনেফ্রিক এই কিডনি, ওটা নেক্সট পার্ট অফ দিস ইউরিনাল জেনিটাল সিস্টেম। এটা হচ্ছে এভলিউশন, এটা খুব একটা ইজি চ্যাপ্টার নয় কিন্তু। হ্যাঁ, আমার নোটটার থেকে পড়ো, এই লেকচারটা ফলো করে করে পড়ো, তাহলে তোমার সুবিধে হবে। এই ভিডিওটা আমি পাঠিয়ে দেবো আজকের মধ্যে। হ্যাঁ, তোমরা ওটা ফলো করে করে পড়লে তোমাদের খুব সুবিধে হবে। ঠিক আছে ভাই, রাখছি আজকে।
ঠিক আছে স্যার।
ঠিক আছে।